In today's world, KYT is absolutely essential when you're in the banking, payments, or the general space of fintech. So what is KYT? Let's learn. So KYT basically stands for Know Your Transaction. That is what it means. We have things like, Know Your Business, which is KYB. We have things like, Know Your Customer, which is KYC, but Know Your Transaction. So we know the person originating it, which is a business or an individual, but what about the transaction itself? Surely there could be nefarious purposes within the transaction that we need to know of, and that is what KYT stands for. So why is KYT essential? Well, right now it is a regulatory requirement. So it's not something that is optional. It is now a regulatory requirement aimed at preventing money laundering and other financial crimes. You may have heard of things like TMS, which is, transaction monitoring system, or an AML solution, or a CTF solution. But all that is basically telling you that is, you have a KYT system in there. So it is a regulatory requirement, and you could be in the crypto space, you could be in the fiat space, you could be looking at, whatever, a mix of the two, but KYT today is essential. And so let's talk about just some of the points as to what they'll be looking at. So first of all, you have to understand it's not a one-off thing. It's a continuous process that requires ongoing monitoring of customer transaction to detect suspicious activities. What this means is that in certain cases, customers may be taking, or nefarious customers may be taking advantage of the whole ecosystem over time. So you have to continuously monitor it. You have to see if there are people who are structuring or layering transaction, or who are doing many-to-one or one-to-many transaction over a period of time. And the only way you can find out is if you have a continuous process of ongoing monitoring. So that is the only way you'll get to correlate all the data and get to see it. So this is extremely, extremely important in that process. What else do we look at? So KYT is often supported by technology and data analytic tools. You can't just, you're generating so much data for every transaction, so much metadata or transactional data is being generated that you have to have automated tools and folks who know how to use these automated tools in order to identify patterns and anomalies in customer transactions. And there are quite a few companies that now specialize in this thing. This is even more so with the whole advent of this blockchain world, where you have transactions in the blockchain that are recorded. You have wallets, you have transactional history that is there. And now companies are spending millions of dollars in trying to understand what are the nefarious wallets, what are wallets or transactions that are known to be associated with, people who are on the wrong side of the law, or countries or state sponsors, whatever it may be. So those tools are extremely important. And then you have to understand, in basics, okay, so we have an understanding that, there are tools that we need, but what is it that we are looking for? So specifically, you're going to be doing a lot of detective work and looking at unusual or high-risk transactions that are not consistent with the customer's profile or previous transaction history. A school teacher in Iowa is sending or doing transaction of $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a month. Now, a school teacher's salary may be maybe $30,000 or $40,000 a year. So why is a school teacher in Iowa doing transactions that are maybe 1 times or 2 times their annual salary on a monthly basis? That is not consistent with the customer's profile. A good KYT tool will detect that. Transactions that involve countries or entities known for money laundering or terrorist financing, it will detect that. Transaction involving large amounts of cash or high value asset placements, etc., that are not in line with the customer's business or profile, it will detect that. And it's not just out of the box solutions. In many cases, you have to really work with the providers who are the OEMs of such KYT tools to let them know of what your regulatory requirements are and how you have to be reporting within the framework on which you are licensed. So transactions that involve complex or layered transactions, such as those that involve multiple intermediaries or involve the use of cryptocurrency, So this is very important because the blockchain can get so complicated. There's no way you can start looking at numbers and, okay, this is a Ethereum address, okay, this is a Bitcoin address, okay, this is a Solana address, okay, it's going back into what address is this? Is it a Ripple address? I don't know. Oh, or maybe it's a Polkadot address. You can't do that. You need automated tools. So that is what the tools are really, really good at doing. Transactions that are triggered in such ways as to avoid reporting the thresholds. So like I said, you break the transaction up, you layer it, you structure it in such a way, you are doing many to one or one to many, and across multiple financial institutions or blockchains. So you need to have a complete story, and the correlation of that data, correlated view, can only be provided by these tools. And again, transactions that are inconsistent with the customer's stated business or financial activities, and suddenly start making transaction outside this normal industry or geographic area, they need to be highlighted. So KYT is super, super important. There are many providers in the KYT space. I mean, there's just so many of them. Here's just an example: ZeroTolerance, Elliptic, Chainalysis, Inro, Trulioo, Sumsub, ScoreChain, ComplyCube, Dow Jones, Risk and Compliance, Tracer, SanctionScanner, Clari5, customer due diligence, ThetaRay, Encompass. The market is filled with them, and Elliptic is very well known. Chainalysis is very well known. ScoreChain is very well known. Specifically in the field of blockchain and crypto. So if you are a company or you're a fintech or whatever it is associated with the crypto world, these three companies certainly you want to look at. Anyways, I hope you had a brief understanding of what KYT is. I will do a more detailed video maybe with one of these companies and just show you what can be done on their system, how they can actually do a little bit of show you an insight of what it means when we say, you get all the correlated data in a single dashboard and you get to see the visibility is very amazing and so forth. But I'll do that video later on. Anyways, my name is Faisal Khan. If you like such content, please, subscribe. Till next time, this is Faisal Khan signing out.